Hey guys, how's it going? Ken here, and this is my Grape Fast update, day 6 and 7. Day 6 was the day of major cravings along with day 5. I was really having a hard time dealing with the cravings for a little bit, but soon after a while it passes as long as you keep your mind occupied. You know, realizing that eating those things that you're craving would totally just stop the process, and spending all that time doing it wouldn't be worth it. Now, day 7 was a lot different. It was actually a really smooth day. Didn't really have any cravings. Stayed nice and hydrated off the coconut waters. Ate some delicious red grapes. It was a really awesome day. And I think around this time, day 7, 8 is where if you can get to, you've made it over the hump. And from here, it gets a lot easier. And I'm really excited I made it past that. I'm getting ready to start just a grape juice actually here for about 10 days. This Sunday I'm gonna dry fast, and with that dry fast I'm going to continue into the grape juice, which is a little bit higher level of detoxification, but for me, I actually enjoy drinking the juice more than I do eating it. Anyone else out there feel the same way? Let me know in the comments below. I kind of wanted to give a little background story on myself and how I got into health. It all started actually when I was 14, when my father passed away. He was a major influence on my life for the time that he was around, and he did his best to instill good values into me. And really, I think what he did for me that I really appreciate the most was that he was always getting me out into nature and trying to show me that nature is much more important than video games and the typical Western modern civilization. A big part of the reason why I'm so into raw foods, and I think that it was really easy for me to get and understand and adapt and incorporate in my life, was simply because I spent so much time in nature. And eating a raw foods diet just made so much sense to me. It just clicked. Now, the crazy part about all of this is I went through a period of major depression, and I spent a good 2 years of my life drinking a lot of alcohol, smoking a lot of weed, taking a lot of prescription drugs, opiates, muscle relaxers, and things like that. I did some pretty hard drugs for a very short period of time, but I was really in this place of trying to destroy myself because I had so much anger and I had no healthy way of channeling that. Now, one day I was in a video store where I grew up. It's called Hastings. I don't know if you guys have one where you're at or if they even exist anymore, but it was called Hastings, and they had a magazine section. And I was flipping through the magazine section, and I saw this ad about a guy named Peter Ragnar, who is this raw foodist, martial artist, sage who lived in the mountains. And he had these books. One of them was called Art and Science of Physical Invincibility, and it was about Qigong and raw foods. So I was, 17 years old, I had a job, and I was making some money, so I ordered this book, and it talked about raw foods, of course, and natural healing and deep breathing and all this really cool information, and that's essentially how I got started into this. And since I was 17 years old all the way up into about 26 years old, I've been studying and practicing and refining eating a raw foods diet, vegan diet, vegetarian. I was even doing keto before it was cool. So I've spent a lot of time studying and reading and researching for years. I mean, even when I was in high school, I was researching this stuff. And so where I am today is a accumulation of all the knowledge that I've researched and read over the years. And I can say that where I'm at it's probably the top of the mountain as far as eating comes. There's nowhere else to go. When you're eating the fruit, berry, and melon level, the raw foods, the high fruits, there's nowhere else to go as far as eating comes other than how you eat, which I will cover more in future videos. It's not so much all the time about what you eat, but how you eat it. And if you're interested more about this kind of information, the art of eating is what I call it, subscribe to my channel because I will be talking more about that in future videos. So I've suffered a lot in my life. I've been through a lot of pain, and all of us have, but the pain and the suffering is essentially what drove me to my awakening. Through my awakening, I have reached a point in my life where I feel at peace with myself and everything in life. And I've learned to accept any and all situations, pleasant or unpleasant, with no judgment and acceptance. It's really just changed my life in so many positive ways. And now here I am trying to spread the message of health to millions of others because, you know, we're all in the same boat. We're all in this together. We gotta get well, guys. We gotta take care of ourselves, take care of our bodies so that our future generations and our kids can have a vessel or a body that's healthy to enable them to experience this life at its fullest. So that's it today, guys. Thanks again for watching, and the video qualities for the next few videos might not be the best because I'm doing it on my iPhone. I actually dropped my GoPro and cracked the lens, but I am in the process of getting a new one, so stay tuned for that, and I hope the video was still somewhat decent. So thanks again, guys, for watching, and I will see you next time.